In this video, we learn about strain displacement, that is nodal displacement relations. Strain displacement relations. For axis symmetric element. Axis symmetric axisymmetric element. Okay. Strain displacement relations for axis symmetric element or axis symmetric system, whatever it may be. Okay. So I am already derived for shape functions for a axis symmetric element. I have derived. So description, there is a description. In the description there is a link. So click on shape functions. So after seeing that shape functions derivation, then see this strain displacement relations. Okay, derivation. So and in that shape functions in that video, I have derived shape functions for axis symmetric element. Okay, so please see that. After seeing that, so see this strain displacement relation. Okay, so in that element, in that video, I have derived shape functions. So that is n1, n2, n3. So axis symmetric means so similar materials. So from its axis and similar geometry from its axis and boundary conditions also same from its axis. Such type of elements we call it as axis symmetric element or axis symmetric system. For example, if you see one element here, one component in there, axis symmetric component. This is the axis symmetric component. Okay, it forms a triangle for this is the triangle form after cutting some part in the axis symmetric system. Okay, so here it forms a triangular element. It has three nodes, 1 and 2 and 3 nodes. Each node has 2 degrees of freedom because it is axisymmetric means axisymmetric element is a 2D element. It is a special case. Okay, the entire problem analysis is also different as compared to bar and beam and trusses. It will CST like CST, just like CST, and a constant, that means constant strain triangle. Okay, each node has 2 displacement. One is R direction and another one is Z direction. That is through axis. Okay. I'm giving this triangle here for explaining purpose. So this is 1 node, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3 nodes. Every node has 2 displacement, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. These are the there is each element has 2 nodes, 2 displacement, 1 and 2 in R direction and Z direction, R direction, Z direction, R direction, Z direction. Okay, so entire there are 6 by 6 matrix. That is you will get 6 displacement because 6 nodes, that is 3 nodes is there. Each node has 2 displacement. So total we get 6 displacements. Okay, next there are 3 nodes. So this is the entire. So one component it has only 3 nodes. Okay, so along that R direction we call it as U1, U2 and U3. Along Z direction call it as V1, V2 and V3. So let us write U1, U2, U3, U1, U2 and U3 is nodal displacements nodal displacements along means along x direction, sorry, r direction. Okay, there are 6 displacements. One is from one node at one node U1, at 2 node U2, at 3 node U3 are the displacement along r direction. That and V1, V2 and V3 are also nodal displacements okay, displacements along z direction. Okay, got it? So this is the z direction. Okay, so what is axis symmetry? Symmetric means so geometry is same from its axis. Such type of elements we call it as axis symmetric elements. Okay. Next one more. Property of the entire system is same. Entire geometry from its axis material is same, and also its density is also same, and also boundary conditions also same. Okay, such type of elements or such type of systems we call it as axis symmetric systems. Okay, all revolving components in a machine is we call it as axis symmetric elements. Okay, just write U V1 and V2 V3 are the nodal displacements along z direction, and N1, N2 and N3 are the shape functions for this system. Okay, shape function for this system. Next, we have to write out overall displacement or interior displacement with respect to nodal displacements. So that is N1 U1 plus N2 U2 plus N3 U3 like that. Same V that is interior displacement, that is entire displacement in this direction, in the direction of R, total displacement, overall displacement for that element is U. It is equal to N1 U1 plus N2 U2 plus N3 U3, and overall displacement along z direction in terms of shape function is N1 V1 plus N2 V2 plus N3 V3. This is the relationship mandate. It is very essential relation for finding nodal displacements. Okay, so these relations are so after I have derived these shape functions. Without this shape function we cannot express, we cannot find out nodal displacement. So that's why we are finding first. Initially we have to find out nodal displacement, and then find out we have to find elemental displacement, nodal displacements, overall nodal displacements. Okay, so if you calculate V1, V2, V3 and nodal displacement, so we can easily calculate overall interior displacement along y direction, v direction. Okay, like we know that. So relations in between U1 and VU and that is by using polynomial functions. Polynomial functions. So we know U1 it is equal to A plus C1 plus alpha 1 sorry R1 A2 plus Z1 A3. Okay, like that. A2 is also A1 plus R2. U2 is also A2 plus Z2 A3, and U3 is equal to A1 plus R3, okay, R3 into A2 Z3 into A3. So these are the polynomial functions. By using these polynomial functions, we can solve or we can calculate. I have already derived. So by using these shape polynomial function, so I have generated shape functions also. Okay. So I am arranging. This is the shape functions, not shape functions. So that's why I am arranging here. So next, we know the relation between displacement and strain. So already I have done a video on this strain elasticity equations for this axisymmetric element. So description, in the description there is a link. So open it and so see that total equation. So there I got a relation between the strain in R, it is equal to dou u by dou R. So that is radial strain is equal to. So we know u dou by dou R into n1 u1 plus n2 u2 plus n3 u3. Okay. So next let's find out dou by dou R of n1 means, so split it out. So total split it. So that is equal to dou by dou R split it. Dou by dou R of n1 u1 plus dou by dou R of n2 u2 plus dou by dou R of n3 u3. So I have already derived shape functions for axisymmetric element. So just I am substituting here. So 1 hour video is there for deriving shape function. In the description there is a link, so open it. And so first we have to derive shape functions initially, then we will put here. So n value n1 is equal to n1 and n2 n3. So that n1 is equal to alpha 1, so plus beta 1, so a1, I think. So just to see this, r plus gamma 1 z by 2a. So n2 is also same like this, alpha 2 plus beta 2 r plus gamma 2 into z by 2a. So already I have done a video on this shape functions derivation. So please see the opposite. After deriving the shape functions, we have to see this equation, this video. Okay. So I am putting these values here. Dou by dou R into n1, we know n1 alpha 1 plus beta 1 r plus gamma 1 z by 2a into u1 plus dou by dou R of. So n2 means alpha 2 plus beta 2 r plus plus gamma 2 z by 2a. Okay, plus. So here there is a u2 value. Next here dou by dou R of into n3 alpha 3 plus beta 3 r plus gamma 3 z whole by 2a. Okay, and finally got this this equation. So differentiate with dr, so each and every element, then then we will get epsilon r value. So differentiate, here only r is there, so r differentiation is 1. So remaining elements is 0, that is beta 1 by 2a, only this 2a into u1 plus here beta 2 by 2a into u2, here beta 3 by 2a into u, only, so there is r component into 1, so remaining is 0. Okay, so I got finally I got this equation. So go like that is right in matrix form, that is beta 1 beta 2 beta 3 into u1 u2 u2 and u3, and the rest I am writing about this equation into this, that is in matrix form I am writing this equation here. Okay, 1 by 2a is common for all these elements, so that's why I am taking outside. So like next you get here only beta 1 beta 2 beta 3 and u1 u2 u3, so I am common here. Okay, next you know the relation between the epsilon theta is equal to u by r. Okay, u means, so u means n1 u1 plus n2 u2 plus n3 u3 all by r. Okay, so after substituting all these values here, okay, we will get theta value, that is epsilon theta. So have you aware or not? Okay, u by r only, that one is u by r. Okay, you know very well. Okay, next write it. Epsilon theta is equal to n1 means alpha 1 here, alpha 1 plus beta 1 r plus gamma 1 z divided by 2a into u1 plus alpha 2 beta 2 alpha 2 plus beta 2 r plus gamma 2 z whole by 2e into u2 plus alpha 3 plus beta 3 r plus gamma 3 z whole by 2a into u3. This is the relation. So just write it in matrix form. For t that is beta in matrix form, epsilon b is equal to, so 2a common 1 by 2a into u1 u2 u3 so I am writing it separately. Just write it. Alpha 1 plus beta 1 r plus gamma 1 z. R is also there. Okay, more r is also there, so that's why I am putting 1 by r here. It is equal to 1 by r. Okay, so that's why by r, and that is setting, that is alpha 2 plus beta 2 r plus gamma 2 z whole whole by r. Here also alpha 3 plus beta 3 r plus gamma 3 z whole by r. So finally we got it like this. So u1, u2 and u3. So theta 2, that is epsilon theta is also like this. Okay, next we have to find out, that is we have to write strain displacement relation for v direction, that is w or v is equal to dou v by dou z, it is equal to, so dou by dou z of what we are n1 v n1 v1 plus n2 v2 plus n3 v3. The bracket is like this. Okay, so next we have to split out all the equation here. So I will change the view. Okay, just to split it, epsilon v is equal to dou by dou z of n1 v1 plus dou by dou z of n2 v2 plus dou by dou z of n3 v3. Okay, just I split it here. Next, submit n1 shape function in that equation. So it is equal to dou by dou z of n1 means alpha 1 plus alpha 1 plus, where is just, okay, that is epsilon v is equal to dou by dou z of n1 means alpha 1 plus beta 1 r plus gamma 1 z divided by 2b into v1. Okay, plus dou by dou z of n2 value, that is alpha 2 plus beta 2 r plus gamma 2 z by 2a plus dou by dou z of alpha 3 plus beta 3 r plus gamma 3 z whole by 2a, okay, into here v2. Next, dou by dou z of alpha 3 beta 3 r plus gamma 3 z whole by 2a into v3. Okay, so there is differentiator each and every component with respect to z. Here we got gamma 1 by 2a into v1 plus here gamma 2 by 2a into v2 here. So have you, okay, so have you, okay, so next here after differentiate each component, so that is alpha 3 by 2a into v. So finally we got it. So in matrix form we can write epsilon v is equal to 1 by 2a into gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3 into v1, v2 and v2. So finally we got this equation v1, v2 and v3. Okay, this is equation number 1 and 1, 2, 3. So we got epsilon r and epsilon v and V also. So we should, next we have to find out shear strength. These are all normal strengths. Okay. So next one is shear strength. So we know very well about it. So shear strength is equal to, that is gamma R and Z is equal to dou V by dou R plus dou V by dou R and dou W, that is dou U by dou Z. Okay, so just dou V by dou R and dou U by dou Z, or you can write this is dou U by dou Z plus dou V by dou R. Okay, so just we have to put all this between. Okay, dou U by dou Z into N1, U means N1 U1 plus N2 U2 plus N3 U3. Okay, plus next dou by dou R of N1 V1 plus N2 V2 plus N3 V3. Okay, let's find out. So it is equal dou split all this component, dou by dou Z are N1 U1 plus dou by dou Z are, so just dou by dou Z are N1 U1 plus dou by dou Z are N2 U2 plus dou by dou Z are dou by dou Z are N3 U3 plus dou by dou R of N1 V1 plus dou by dou R of N2 V2 plus dou by dou R of N3 V3. Okay, so finally we got like this equation. Okay, so next put shape functions, that is substitute shape function value dou by dou Z are, shape function is L1 alpha 1 plus beta 1 R plus gamma 1 Z by 2A. Okay, plus dou by dou Z are into U1 plus dou by dou Z are N2 alpha 2 beta 2 R plus gamma 2 Z divided by 2E into U2 plus B. Next value dou by dou Z are N1 N2 L3, that means L3 plus beta 3 R plus gamma 3 Z divided by 2A into U3. Okay, next plus here from here dou by dou R of N1 alpha 1 plus beta 1 R plus gamma 1 Z divided by 2A into V1 plus next here dou by dou R of N2 alpha 2 plus beta 2 R plus gamma 2 Z divided by 2A into V2. Okay, next plus dou by dou R of alpha 3 plus beta 3 R plus gamma 3 Z divided by 2A into V3. So finally we got this lengthy equation. Okay, so let us differentiate. First we have to differentiate. This one is 0 with respect to Z, this one also 0 with respect to Z, this one So I got like this. So gamma r z is equal to. So first one 1 by gamma 1 by 2a plus u1 plus second one gamma 2 by 2a into u2, third gamma 3 by 2a into u3 plus third with respect to r, that is fourth component, v1 component. Okay, with respect to r, beta 1 into 1 no, beta 1 by 2a into v1 plus beta 2. So here beta 2 by 2a into v2 plus beta 3 by 2a into v. So we got this equation, lengthy equation. So like write matrix form, write in matrix 1 by 2a into gamma 1, gamma 2, so gamma 3 like beta 1, beta 2. So gamma 1 and beta 1, gamma 2, beta 2, gamma 3, so beta 3. So into u1 v1, u2 v2, u3 and v3. So we got like this equation. Okay, so let's find out. Let write all the equations in one matrix. So all the matrix means here. See here. Take sigma epsilon theta like this equation. We got this equation, and epsilon r we got like this. Epsilon d we got like this. Same epsilon r is also there. So I will show you. So here epsilon r is also there here. Okay, so epsilon r is equal to so 2a into beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 into u1, u2, u3. Okay, so all the equations I got all the equations. So substitute all the equation here. Okay, then only we will get final equation. So write here. That is epsilon theta, epsilon v and gamma xy. So these are the equations. It is equal to 1 by 2a, 1 by 2a, 1 by 2a and 1 by 2a. So 1 by 2a, common all the element. Okay. So first u1, u2 and u3. We got u1, u2, u3 value. Okay. u1, u2, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 in u1, u2, u3. So I am compressing this equation. u1, v1, u2, v2, u3. Okay. u1, v1, u2, v2, u3, v3. Okay. So just write. Epsilon r means beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. 1 by 2a is common. That is u1, u2, u3. That is beta 1, 0, beta 2, 0, beta 3, 0. Okay. So length is important. So that's why I'm putting length equation. Yeah. U1, V1, U2, V2, U3 and V3. Okay. So first equation beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 with respect to U1 and U2. That is beta 1, 0, V0. So beta 2, V0, beta 3, V0. Next equation. Next data equation is like this. So this is also U1 and U3. So that's why alpha 1 plus beta 1 R plus gamma 1 Z by R. First. Next. Second V is 0. Next. U2 alpha 2 plus beta 2 R plus gamma 2 Z whole by R. Next 0, V2 0. Next beta 3 is alpha 3 plus beta 3 R plus gamma 3 Z divided by R and then 0. Okay, now second equation. This one is second equation. Next, third equation is there. Here. This is second equation. Okay. Third equation is there. Here. Dou V is equal to gamma 1, gamma 2. That is V1, V2. That is 0, V1, 0, V1. Sorry. Gamma 1, gamma 2, and gamma 2. Okay. Third, gamma xy. Yes, this one is gamma xy. That is gamma 1, beta 1. Gamma 1, beta 1. Gamma 1, sorry. Gamma 2, beta 2. Gamma 3, beta 3. So finally, these are the relations for displacement relations. That is strain displacement relations for this axis symmetric element. Okay, the elevation is very important in subject point of view. Okay, so just I would like to explain each and everything so in one frame. Okay, finally we got strain displacement relations easily. First we have to find out epsilon r. Epsilon r, we know displacement, nodal displacement and interior displacement relations. We know shape function already I have derived. Substitute all these values here. Okay, we will get final equation 1 by 2 beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, U1, U2, U3. This is the first equation, and this is the first equation. This is the second equation, and this one is the third equation. Okay, this is the final equation. This is fourth equation. This is third equation. Okay. After that, we have to find out the epsilon data. That means U by R. Already, I have derived an equation. That is, I have derived this equation. So, in the description, there is a derivation is there. So, if you want to see this relation, that is epsilon beta is equal to U by R. So, click on and the link is given description. Okay, if you want to that is derivation. Okay, epsilon beta is equal to U by R. I have already derived. Okay, in the description there is a link. Okay, n1 u1 u means n1 u1 plus n2 u2 plus n3 u3 by R. So after substituting all the shape functions here, so I got like final equation. This one is the final equation, and also epsilon v, that is strain vertical direction, is equal to dou by dou z. So I will speak N2 V3. So after substituting all these values, we got so final equation. So N1 V1 and N2 V2 and N3 V3 like this. Okay.